Good day, Cebu Technological University, Argao campus, the touchstone for technology education. Welcome to the Champions Trail in the University Academic Convocation for second semester of academic year 2020-2021. My due respect to the campus director, Dr. Engelbert C. Binolirao, the campus director of Oslop and Hinatilan Extension campuses as well, Dr. Jean F. Puerto, our assistant campus director, Dr. Teresita Cleopolda B. Sarile, our administrative officer for Madam Gardenia G. Pangan, unit heads, my fellow deans, program chairpersons, academic champions for the second semester of AY 2021, and of course, the proud parents, sponsors, and benefactors. I would like to share to all of you on this significant occasion about the tiny frog story. Once upon a time, there was a group of tiny frogs who arranged a competition. The goal was to reach the top of a tower. A huge crowd of frogs gathered to watch the race. The race began. Not one frog in the audience believed that the contestants would reach to the top. After all, it was a huge tower. The crowd grew and many yelled, "This is too difficult. They will never make it to the top. Not a chance that they will succeed. The tower is too high." One by one, the tiny frogs collapsed and fell off the tower. Still, there was a group of determined frogs that climbed higher and higher, but the crowd continued to yell, "This is too difficult. No one will make it." Discouraged and convinced by the negative cries, more of these tiny frogs collapsed and fell off the tower. Many frogs who were still climbing complained of the pain and eventually gave up. Some frogs, tired and battered, heard their peers' complaints and subsequently threw into the towel too. In the midst of this, one tiny frog persisted. He climbed and he climbed. This tiny frog seemed to have a super frog strength that allowed him to push forward in spite of others talking. Why though? Why is he able to climb so far and when others are failing? The crowd wondered. By now, all the frogs had either collapsed or given up, except for that one tiny frog. The crowd continued to yell now at the tiny frog. "This is too difficult. You will never make it to the top. Not a chance that you will succeed. The tower is too high." But for some reason, the tiny frog climbed further, seemingly unaffected. Finally, he reached the top of the hill. He had reached his destination. All the tiny frogs were amazed as to how this one frog was able to make it to the top. They crowded around him, wanting to know his secret. As it turned out, he was deaf. What is then the moral story about the tiny frog? Oftentimes, when we pursue a new goal, we tend to face discouragement from other people. "No, you cannot do this. No, it is not possible. Huh? Are you crazy? You are never going to succeed." Sometimes we may be in the middle of our goal, but we face harsh critics who put us down. "You're too young for this. You're too old for this. You are not good enough. This is terrible. You should just quit." The natural reaction when dealing with naysayers or critics is to be upset. We beat ourselves up and wonder if something is wrong with us. Subsequently, some of us give up. Some of us persist, albeit with less gusto. Some of us reply to our critics to convince them of our stance. Some of us even try to cater to and appease them. However, none of this is necessary. When dealing with critics, negative comments or feedback, and people who complained the loudest, the empty vessels. Our job is to simply turn a deaf ear. This means being deaf when people tell you that you can't make it, being deaf when people give you an unconstructive feedback, being deaf when people try to put you down. Why? Because when you so much as spend second dealing with or even thinking about critics, that one precious second taken away from working on your goal. When you spend 1 ounce of energy tending to or even feeling bad about the negative remarks of negative critics, that's the 1 ounce of energy taken away from progressing in our goal. Your job here as the owner of your goal is to focus on your goal, your vision, and to pursue it relentlessly. To keep your eye on your prize and to put on your best foot forward in achieving it, all while playing deaf to those who try to steer you away from your goal. In time to come, you will find the negative remarks become softer and softer, and the critics get lesser and lesser. Soon, you no longer have to play deaf. There are no critics around anymore. Not only that, but you may notice that some of your past critics have become your biggest supporters. And finally, you reach your goal. For some reasons, everyone is now cheering you on. This time, in this occasion, the academic convocation dubbed as the Champions Trail in the university. That's when you know you have won. Continue to be trailblazers of competence and excellence, CTU Acers, as academic champions, but this time with kindness, academic champions who loan their strength to those who are not academically inclined instead of reminding others of their weaknesses. That is, I think, the significance of this academic convocation as we continue for the quest for sustainable community. Again, congratulations to our academic champions, our proud parents, sponsors, and benefactors, our faculty and non-teaching staff, our key officials here at Cebu Technological University, Argao campus. We will have to strive hard, be deaf with negative comments and feedback, and see or focus our goal in order to win. Thank you and good day.